that is paper number 12, electronic communication. Friends, before vacation we started topic number 4, that is radio receiver and television, and in that we have completed the radio receivers. In radio receiver we have studied that the receiver is the electronic circuit, or radio receiver is the electronic circuit that receives the incoming signal from the transmitter, which is tuned with the transmitting antenna, processes that received signal, demodulates, amplifies it to the required level by obeying the super heterodyne principle, and that final detected signal is given to the destination. Such a circuitry we can call it as it is the radio receiver. We also studied that in practice 2 types of receivers are being used. One is a TRF receiver, that is a tuned radio frequency receiver, and second one is a super heterodyne receiver. But due to drawbacks associated with the TRF receiver, nowadays super heterodyne receiver is widely used. Then we have studied the characteristics of a radio receiver, especially signal to noise ratio, sensitivity, selectivity, and fidelity. These characteristics are essentially associated with the radio receivers. Those should be proper, and then that particular receiver we can call it as it is the better receiver. After that we have studied 2 types of super heterodyne radio receiver. One is AM super heterodyne receiver and second one is FM super heterodyne receiver with their respective necessary block diagrams. Friends, with this particular background associated with the topic number 4, which we have started before the Diwali vacation. Dear students, now you enjoyed the vacation very well. After that enjoyment, again we are going to continue with the same topic, and today we will begin with television receiver, or we can say television means what? Friends, the word television, abbreviated as a TV, television, tele means the things which are far away from us, vision means which we can visualize. That is called the television, the scene, the event, the object which is far away from us, and that can be visualized by sitting in our room. So that device we can call it as it is the television. Like that, many aspects are there. Telephone, we can listen the words from the person who is far away from us, and that is known as a telephone. Then telescope means the things are far away but which are small in size, or which are maybe size is large but they are far away from us. That's why by naked eye they looks to be very small, and they can be made broader or sensed in a broader way through the telescope. So these are the aspects which are being associated with the tele, and based on the same concept same aspect we are going to study now, the television. That is under the title known as television concept and block diagram of television receiver. Friends, television is the kind of an aspect in which the audio and video signal both are transmitted combinedly, togetherly from transmitter towards the television receiver, and then that signal can be visualized in the form of picture and also can be made audible in the form of audio signal. Thus we can say television is the process in which audio and video signals are combinedly transmitted from the transmitter and it is received at the receiving end. After being analysis, video signal is visualized and audio signal is made hearable for the human being. This process, this concept, we can call it as it is the concept of television. Such a television communication that is used to transmit and receive the audio and video signal together from transmitter towards the receiver consists of two things. One is known as television transmitter and second one is known as television receiver. When both are combined together, that forms the television communication system. Let us begin with the television transmitter. Television transmitter is used to pick the scene, event, object, process on it and made it capable to be transmitted in a space. Whereas television receiver receives that particular signal which is transmitted by the transmitter under the situation that television receiver is kept tuned with that of television transmitter. The received signal will be processed in the television receiver and audio signal is given to the speaker and video signal is given to the picture tube. This entire aspect we can call it as it is the television communication. The basic television system transmitter consists of the television camera, or transmission begins with television camera to pick the scene, event or object, and to pick the audio signal it makes use of the mic. From the television camera, light radiations are allowed to incident on the scene or event or object. From that, reflected radiations containing the information about that particular scene are reflected back and they will be received by the lens of television camera, where the image of that optical image of that object is created. In television camera, the optical image will be converted into the electrical image, because till and until we obtain the electrical signal proportional to the scene or proportional to the object which is expected to be communicated, no processing is possible on that particular signal, and that's why the optical image is to be converted into the electrical image to obtain the electric signal in the form of voltage. The television camera used are of the type of plumbicon, image orthicon, flipcon are the different types of the television camera tubes. Those are used to create the electrical signal proportional to that of the object or scene or the event. While generating the electrical signal, the electron beam is created and this beam scans as per the scene, as per the event. And that's why in this particular television camera only, as scene is existing, accordingly some pulses are going to be added in the electrical signal. Those pulses are called as synchronizing pulses, which is represented here. Scanning and synchronizing circuit generates the synchronizing pulses which are added into the electrical signal proportional to that of scene and event. These generated electrical signal along with the synchronizing pulses are added just to synchronize the transmission and reception with each other. Synchronizing pulses are necessary to generate same scene on the television receiver screen. So that's why synchronizing pulses are introduced in the television camera signal, electrical signal proportional to the scene or proportional to the event. So generated signal, we can call it as it is composite video signal. This composite video signal is given to the video amplifier, where the signal level is amplified almost all up to 80 dB. After that, the video signal is given to that of modulating circuitry. Friends, try to remember, in television communication, picture signal is amplitude modulated. Means here, amplitude modulating process is being adapted by adding the carrier wave which is generated by using this particular circuitry, that is, it makes crystal oscillator, RF amplifier and its power amplifier. This circuit generates the carrier wave. This carrier wave is added along with the composite video signal which is expected to be transmitted. Means the amplitude of the carrier wave is varied in accordance with that of video signal to be transmitted, and thus video signal is kept ready for the purpose of transmission. But simultaneously, audio signal will be picked up by means of a mic. Mic converts acoustic sound signal into its corresponding electric signal. It is amplified by the audio amplifier. Then this signal is given to FM modulating circuit and also for the amplifier. Again, try to remember, here audio electrical signal means sound signal is frequency modulated. Here frequency of the high frequency carrier wave is varied in accordance with that of amplitude of the input signal that changes. This FM modulated audio signal is given to the FM transmitter by increasing its power level. The amplified audio video signal, after being its power level is amplified, the frequency modulated audio signal both are mixed together, added together, combined together, then it is given to the transmitting antenna. This transmitting antenna converts the audio as well as a video signal, that is a high frequency radio signal, may be in the VHF and UHF range into its corresponding electromagnetic radiation, and these radiations are coupled to this space. It starts propagating from that particular transmitting antenna, and then while propagating, if there is a receiving antenna of the receiver which is tuned to that of the transmitting frequency transmitted by the transmitting antenna, it will interrupt those particular electromagnetic radiation. Receiving antenna converts those received electromagnetic radiation into its corresponding radio frequency signal, and then it is given to the RF tuner. Friends, RF tuner we have studied even in AM super and receiver and also in FM super heterodyne receiver, which is a combination of RF amplifier, local oscillator and the mixer stage. It will receive wanted input signal, it will reject unwanted channel frequencies, which is amplified to the required level, then it is given to the mixer stage, to which the local oscillator frequency is already provided at the output. By undergoing the super heterodyne principle, four signals are generated. One is received signal as it is, another one is local oscillator frequency, next one is sum of both frequency, and last one is difference of both frequency. The difference of both frequency, it is called as intermediate frequency, which is given to the IF amplifier. In IF amplifier, IF obtained at the output of the mixer or at the output of the tuner is amplified. IF amplifier is designed only to amplify that difference in signal. It doesn't accept the rest of the signals, it rejects all the signals. That means it amplifies only the signal which is going to lie within the intermediate frequency band. Where in this case, a video signal will be amplified 5% more than that of the audio signal, so that it becomes very easy to separate both the signals. Then it is given so amplified signal to the video detector. In video detector, video and audio signals are bifurcated, separated by using the video trap circuitries, and the video signal is detected, video signal is demodulated, whereas audio signal is separated. By separating the audio signal, it is given to the audio IF amplifier, whereas separated video signal is given for the further processing. By using the trap circuitry which are present in the video detector, once the audio signal is separated, video signal also contains the synchronizing and scanning pulses which are introduced at the transmitting end to synchronize transmitter and receiver. Those scanning pulses are separated from that of the picture information. Separated signal is given to scanning and synchronizing circuitry, whereas only picture information containing video signal is given to the video amplifier. The scanning and synchronizing circuitry separates horizontal and vertical synchronizing pulses, and those sync pulses which are added in the transmitting end are separated, and then those are given to horizontal and vertical deflection system respectively in the picture tube. Whereas simultaneously video signal is given to the electron gun assembly of the picture tube. Video signal as it is given to that of electron gun assembly, it is given to the cathode of the electron gun assembly, which will be heated indirectly by means of a filament. It generates the electrons. Number of electrons generated is proportional to the variation in the video signal. So emitted electrons are accelerated towards the control grid. The role of control grid, it controls the flow of electron beam. Almost all diverged electrons are also brought to convert into the single beam of electron. This so generated electron beam is accelerated by the accelerating anode, focused by means of a focusing anode on the picture tube. After accelerating, its velocity of the electron beam increases. As velocity of electron beam increases, its kinetic energy also increases. So with high kinetic energy, electron beam containing the video signal proportional to the picture information, proportional to the scene, is passed through horizontal and vertical deflection system, to which the horizontal and vertical sync pulses are provided. These pulses will scan the beam of electron which is incident on the screen of the picture tube. The picture tube is coated by means of a fluoroluminescence material. When high velocity electron beam incident on the screen, its kinetic energy will be converted into the potential energy. Potential energy will be absorbed by the fluoroluminescence material, and it will convert it into the intense bright spot. And this bright spot is scanned on the television screen from left to right horizontally and vertically from top to bottom, so as to generate a picture raster on the television screen that gives the illusion of the scene, illusion of the event, which is snapped by means of a camera in the transmitting end. Hence, the same scene, same event is produced on the picture tube, which we can watch comfortably by sitting in our room. Friends, by the way, side by side, the audio signal which is detected in the video detector, it is given to the sound IF amplifier, which is of the order of 5.5 megahertz. Sound IF amplifier is designed only to amplify that particular signal only. Bandwidth of sound amplifier is maintained accordingly, so that it will amplify only sound IF. This amplified signal is given to the FM demodulator. And FM demodulator is, friends, try to remember, which you already studied, it is a ratio detector that demodulates the FM modulated sound wave, separates the audio electrical signal from the FM modulated wave. Here video detector makes use of envelope detector to detect the video signal. FM demodulator makes use of a ratio detector that produce the audio signal, audio electrical signal, and then it is given to the audio amplifier, where its audio power level is amplified, and then it is given to the speaker. Speaker converts audio electrical signal into its corresponding acoustic sound signal. Friends, the role of synchronizing pulses, which we have introduced in the transmitting end, plays the very vital role. The synchronizing pulses synchronizes the transmission and reception with each other, so as to generate the picture raster on the television screen. Details of these we are going to study in the process of scanning and also the composite video signal. Friend, this is how the monochrome television receiver in short bursts. But for color receiver, what are the differences? For color receiver, color camera tube use means the camera tube that generates the electrical signal proportional to the green, blue and red colored information. 3 camera types are used. You may consider like that, or camera in camera. They will accept the white light from the scene and convert it into its corresponding RBG signal, red, blue, green. Electrical signal proportional to those colored information. And in that, along with the synchronizing pulses, color burst signal is introduced to differentiate between monochrome and that of chromatic signal, that is colored information. These signal in this particular signal, they combine together forms a chrominance signal or luminance signal Y. Luminance signal Y plus electrical signal proportional to the color information red, blue, green are made ready for the purpose of transmission. This will produce R minus Y, B minus Y and Z minus Y signal. Color difference signals are going to be generated, and these color difference signals along with the sync pulses, along with the color burst signal is amplitude modulated. So modulated signal is given to the power amplifier. Its power level is amplified and then it is given to the combined network for the audio signal. There is no change in audio signal. It is same as that of monochrome television. Now this chromatic signal is known as color composite video signal. It will be converted into the electromagnetic radiation by the transmitting antenna. Receiving antenna, as usual, it is tuned with the transmitted frequency. RF tuner tunes the receiving antenna to the transmitted frequency. It obeys the super heterodyne receiver, generates the intermediate frequency that is amplified by the IF amplifier, and then signal is given to the video detector. In video detector, by using the trap circuitries, audio and video is separated. Video signal is demodulated by envelope detector. From this demodulated circuit, sync pulses, color burst signal and picture information video signals are separated. Sync pulses are given to the scanning circuitry, which generates horizontal and vertical sync pulses routinely. These are given to the horizontal and vertical deflection system of the picture tube. Whereas the video signal containing R minus Y, B minus Y and G minus Y are used to add the luminance signal in that. That means R minus Y plus Y produces only red color electrical signal proportional to the red colored information. Like that, by adding luminance signal into every color difference signal, RGB signals are going to be generated. These generated RGB signals are given to the video amplifier respectively. So amplified signals are given to the 3 electron gun assembly picture tube. One used for red, another is used for green, third one is used for blue. All these 3 electron gun assembly generates the electron beam proportional to the respective red, green and blue colored information, which is as usual, it is accelerated with high velocity so as to increase their kinetic energy. When it passes through the horizontal and vertical deflection system, it is focused on the television screen. But here television screen is coated by means of an no doubt fluoroluminescence material, but in the form of triodes. Triodes, that is in the form of red, green, blue colored fluoroluminescence material. A respective electrical beam proportional to the colored information with high velocity is allowed to incident on the triode. It will accept the kinetic energy and convert it into potential energy. By absorbing the potential energy, it will generate colored bright spot or chrominance bright spot that contains the color information proportional to that of the scene event snapped by means of a camera in the television system. This colored bright spot will scan horizontally from left to right, vertically from top to bottom, so as to generate the illusion of the color chromatic information on the picture tube. Simultaneously, for audio signal which will be separated from the video detector, it is given to the sound IF amplifier. It is amplified, then it is given to the demodulator. It is a detected, carrier wave is separated, only audio signal it is given to the audio amplifier. Audio amplifier amplifies the audio level of the audio electrical signal. It is feed to the speaker as a destination. Speaker converts the audio electrical signal into the acoustic sound signal. This is how the chromatic signal is also used for the purpose of transmission. Friends, this is how the monochromatic as well as the color information is transmitted from the transmitter and it is received by means of a receiver, so as to make us comfortable vision and audible audio signal to get the information, to get the message, to make entertainment aspects and all other things. So that's what we can call it as, it is a concept of television in the form of the block diagram represented in this particular block. Friends, same it is represented in this particular aspect. We will quickly go through that. The television communication, the communication of the television signal containing audio and video from transmitter to the receiver is known as television communication. At transmitter, video signal is picked up by the camera and audio signal is picked up by the microphone. Both are amplified by the amplifier. They are modulated with AM and FM respectively. Video signal is mixed with the synchronous pulses and both are provided to the power amplifier. The output of power amplifier is coupled to the transmitting antenna through the duplexer. This antenna radiates the electromagnetic radiations in the form of RF signal in a space which propagates towards the receiver. The receiving antenna receives the signal in electromagnetic form by intercepting them in a space and convert them into RF voltage. This voltage is amplified by the RF amplifier, tuned to the antenna, and then demodulated to get audio, video and sync pulses separately, which I already studied. Audio signal is given to speaker after audio frequency power amplifier. Sync pulses are used for synchronization of the transmitter and receiver and also to drive the horizontal and vertical deflection system of the picture tube. Video signal is given to the picture to create beam of electron to be incident on a screen. Screen is coated by fluoroluminescence phosphorus material which produces a bright spot known as a pixel proportional to the video signal information. This spot is scanned horizontally from left to right with 625 horizontal lines. And vertically from top to bottom to form a picture raster on a screen to get illusion of the picture snapped by the camera at the transmitter. Friends, all these aspects we have studied in the block diagram. Now, as far as color information is there, to get color information of the picture, electrical signal proportional to the chrominance must be generated. Nowadays, scene is supplied to three camera tubes corresponding to three basic colors, that is red, green and blue color. By passing the ray through the filter before striking to the target plate, the electrical signal proportional to the red, green and blue color forms the luminance signal Y proportional to the brightness and color difference signal R minus Y, B minus Y and Z minus Y, called chrominance signal. These are transmitted after amplitude modulation. At the receiver, luminance signal Y serves to cater for monochrome TV. Color receiver uses it along with the color difference signal to get red, green and blue signal by suitable adder, which will control red, green and blue phosphor dot, triads and color picture tube excited by the electron beam. Triple beam scans and the illusion of color picture appears on the television screen. Friends, this is how one can generate monochromic picture raster on the television screen and also color picture raster on the television screen, to which we can call it as it is a concept of television communication with the help of the block diagram. Friends, this communication, television communication, will be successful if and only if there exists a synchronization between television transmitter and that of television receiver. That synchronization aspect we will study in the next time. That's all about the concept of television communication by using its block diagram.